Okay, here we go. We're going to talk about SMART goals. I'm sure you've all heard of SMART goals. You've probably written some, learned about them, but this is something that is even students that have done it before seem to struggle. So I really want to break this down and help you understand what a SMART goal is. So, what you'll be doing again is creating a SMART goal based on your wellness wheel for you. That's part of the work that you'll do for this class or this unit, sorry, in this particular assignment. So, if goals aren't achievable, they aren't worth making. All you have to do to set realistic goals is follow the SMART goals guidelines. So let's think about let's learn what those guidelines are. So S, right? So SMART is a acronym. S stands for specific. What details do we want to accomplish? So I want to do better in history. That's a great goal, like that you want to do that. But how much better? Get specific about it. So I want to increase my history grade from an 85% to a 90%. So being specific, like where did you start? Where do you want to end? The next letter stands for measurable. So it's the M. All goals should have a way to evaluate whether or not they were accomplished. So yes or no is, you can say yes or no if you kept it general, but we're really trying to be specific and then have something that we can measure as the goal. So an example of what you wouldn't do is I want to run the mile better. Okay, well, again, if you're being specific and measurable, you would say, I want to improve my mile time by 30 seconds, right? So now you have something to go and measure, see how close you were to the goal, and it might help you then create a new goal the more specific you are. A in the acronym is for attainable. So goals must be something you are capable of reaching. All right. So Tom Brady, he's an older football player, played for the NFL. But so Tom Brady, I will help my team to win the 2009 Super Bowl. That's a great goal. But instead, if he wants to make it attainable, he doesn't have control over that. What he can do is I will rehabilitate my knee so that I can play football again next season. So that's what he has control over, and that's what would be attainable. He maybe, could win the Super Bowl, but again, that's not in his control, and it's a bigger kind of end goal that is less attainable. R is for relevant. So make goals that are important to you and your lifestyle. So which goal is better for a teacher here? So if we're talking about relevancy, my goal is to discover a cure for cancer. Right? I don't even really like these examples, to be honest with you, but you can just see it's more relevant that as a teacher, my goal is to inspire at least one student to become a doctor to do some kind of research to help cure cancer. So inspiring a student is different than discovering the cure. So relevant to what that teacher and what I'm doing as a teacher would be important as well. And T is for time bound. So make sure that you have set a time set as a deadline so your goal is not unending. So you want to have a time, and you can make long-term goals, you can make short-term goals, but for example, this one is about a marathon runner. So my goal is to be able to run a half marathon. Sure, but when? Is it this year? Is it in 5 years? By the time you're whatever age? So this is more specific. The second one, my goal is to run in a half marathon by May of 2009. Okay, so again, the SMART goal, breaking it down, and that's what I'm looking for. And that's something you'll need to know. You'll have a quiz on this as well, is understand what each of those stand for and each letter in the acronym stand for and what it really means. Like if I was to give you an example of, 3 different goals, you'd have to pick which one seems more attainable for the situation. Okay, so write down your goals and look at them often. And you're going to have the time to practice that in this assignment. If you achieve your goals too easily, make your next goals harder, right? So you can learn from that. So failure to meet goals only matters if you don't learn something from your mistakes. So if you set a goal and you're like, oh, wow, that was way too easy, attainable, like, and I got that within, a week, and I set the goal to do it within a month, well, you learned something from that. So just change the goal and make a new one that might be more attainable, or more challenging within that time. So goal setting is an important method of deciding what's important for you to achieve, motivating yourself, and building self-confidence. So think about your wheel. Where is it on your wheel that you might be flattening a little bit? The wheel, the air is getting sucked out. And can you pick something that you want to try and do to make yourself better? Please, do your best to really take this as serious as possible, because I want you to take something from it where you can learn, and something that you can apply to your life. That's really important to me as you go through this class. Thanks, get going, and please, again, reach out if you have any questions.